So today what we're going to be doing is making naan bread. This is a slightly quicker adaptation of bread. In the recipe that is shared with you, you can either do cooking in the grill or you can do it on the hob. So I'm going to show you the hob way just so that you are clear as to which way you're going to do. You can see I've got all of my ingredients ready to go. I've got my plain flour, which I'm just going to put into the sieve. So I'm slowly going to sieve that through. Okay, so the reason that we sieve is to do in a couple of parts. Obviously it gets rid of any big lumps, but it also then gets, it traps air as it falls through the sieve. What I'm then going to do is my teaspoon of sugar. So just a teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to put that into my bowl as well. Then all I'm needing is just a pinch of salt. So just pinching together. And then I'm going to do the same with my baking powder. I'm going to make it even easier for myself. And I'm just going to put a quarter of a teaspoon into that as well. So it's maybe a little bit more than just a pinch. What I've got done here is I've measured out my milk. So it says 55 to 65 millilitres of milk. I've done 60, and all I've done, because that's often very difficult to measure on a measuring jug, because as you can see the measuring jugs kind of go up in hundreds. So I've measured out using the tablespoons. The tablespoons are 15 millilitres. So obviously times by 4, that gives me 60. So then I can just do that, and then I'm going to add into my milk my tablespoon of oil. So this brings on to my first question. So the first question is, what is the function of all of the ingredients? So what is the function of all the ingredients that we've added into our naan bread? All I'm then going to do is pour in the milk and the oil. Now remember, I haven't added all of the milk that it was suggested to do, so I can add a little bit more if necessary. So I'm just getting the worst of the really liquidy stuff up, and then I'm going to start using my fingers. And whilst I'm doing this, I'm doing a slight sort of kneading technique where I'm gathering everything together. You may find it a little bit sticky. Just keep moving it around. We want to take it out of this bowl once everything is together. That's looking a little bit dry, so I'm actually going to add just 5 more millilitres of milk. So 5 millilitres of milk is 1 teaspoon. And then going to continue to knead. For the kneading, you can just leave this in the bowl that you've done it, or you can do it on your worktop. If you're finding it a little bit sticky, you could use a little bit of flour on your worktop. So the kneading technique, those of you who've done bread, we should know this one. All I'm going to do is hold it at the end, pull it away and bring it back. Okay. So why do we need to knead for this 5 to 10 minutes? So why do we need to knead for 5 to 10 minutes? And then the other question is, how do we know when we've done enough kneading? So why do we knead? And then how do we know that we've kneaded it enough? So there we have it. We've got my bread dough ready, and you can see it's much smoother now. But there's another way that we can tell when we've done it enough, and maybe you've worked that out. So all I'm now going to do is add in just a teaspoon of oil into my bowl, and this is just going to stop the dough from sticking to the bowl. And then I'm going to cover that with cling film, and I am going to leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. So my next question is, why do we need to leave the dough for 5 to 10 minutes? What's going to happen during that time? So my bread dough has been just sitting here for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll notice that it's much stretchier now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to shape into 5 equal balls. I might even be able to do 6. Nope. So you could weigh these out so that you know you've got roughly the same sort of size. There we go. And then you're going to shape these into a sort of teardrop shape. So it's just a case of stretching them out. You could use a rolling pin. There we go, I've got a couple of shapes there. I think at this point, as long as they're in a rough sort of circle, they'll be absolutely fine. You do want them rolled quite thin. That's probably only about 5 millimeters, so half a centimetre thick. As they are sitting there, they are shrinking back very slightly, but that's okay. That needs to happen naturally. So all I'm going to do is just heat up my frying pan. And I'm just going to add in a teaspoon of oil. Now you could have done this in the grill, in which case you won't be adding any oil to your pan. If you are going to be using your grill, please make sure that you preheat your grill. All I'm going to do is just pop that down. So this is probably not quite hot enough yet. So some of that oil will get absorbed into your bread dough. And then it only needs a couple of minutes on each side. Because these are so thin, they don't take very long to cook at all. In fact, you can kind of see that it's a little bit cooked already on the top. So as they're cooking, you'll see that they'll puff up very slightly. If you are using the grill, please make sure that you're really watching that really carefully so that you don't burn any part. There we go, we've got one done. So I'm not going to put any more oil in. Now, because this is going to get hotter and hotter, it should then take quicker and quicker for them to do. So what I found with just doing this last one is actually that if you put less oil in, they actually turn out a lot better, and then they're not as greasy. So my advice to you is probably not to add the oil like I suggested at the beginning. And these have got quicker and quicker to cook as the heat has built. Just used a fish slice every so often just to cook the other sides. Do be very, very careful because this frying pan is now extremely hot. So make sure that you're being very careful. You can see there's a little bit of smoke coming off this. So when you come to put this into a bowl of water, please make sure that you have allowed it to cool completely before you submerge that into your washing up. That will take a good couple of minutes to really start cooling down. The other thing you can do is just take it off that heat that it's been on, and again just make sure that you're being really careful of that heat because it will be very, very hot. So there you have it, you've got your naan bread. So you could serve that with a curry or another sort of as a wrappy type thing as well. So lots of ways that you can serve naans. Enjoy!